tough to play back then. That's it. Night in, night out. Wasn't no nights off. And you just had to play. It was great, man. Great competition.
Now a little tragedy strikes. Petrovic is in the accident, and now what's going on with the Nets?
Oh no, first of all, the Nets. We had like 7 owners. No mediocrity. They was just ready. They just wanted mediocrity. They didn't want to take it to the next level. You know what I mean? But then Trozovic got to a tragic accident. He dies. Derek Coleman get traded, and then I was like, nah, I need to, it was just the welcome out. It's time to go somewhere else. You know what I mean? That was it, man. They didn't, that's just how the Nets organization was at the time. Was no stability. You always wonder if Trozen wouldn't have gotten to an accident, how that team would have fared out. I wish I would have been able to play longer with him and Derek Coleman. Would have been awesome. But
I think so.
Life goes on.
Now, you know what? You mentioned something that has been a long has been a theory of mine. I look at, I see players like yourself and others, and I always go, how do you not put Kenny Anderson in the best position to win? I mean, of course he's not Michael Jordan. He's not that big, but I always saw you as the type of guy who you can build around. Cause you were setting people up. The term of the day is make the game or make the players better. I always use make the game easier, and you used to make the game easier. You used to get people wide open shots and things like that. Is it a situation that you mentioned that the New Jersey Nets were satisfied with mediocrity? Are we looking at a situation in the NBA and whereas coaches are always trying to fit round pegs into square holes instead of just like Bill Belichick says, you go out and do your job, and I'm going to get other people around you to do their job, and we're going to be winners. Is that what's going on? Because, like you said, my theory is this. How is it that just about every team in the league had 2 or 3 stars 20 years ago, but you can't find, you look at Orlando, you look at all these other teams, and they can't find one good player. What's going on with that? Or is that coaching, or is that just the league, or what's going on?
That's number one. That's the league. That's the free agency. All the money's being made, and also the general managers. That's what the general managers build those teams. See what Boston Celtics and Philadelphia is doing by dealing with the process and losing and taking, and now Philly seems like they going in the right direction. Boston Celtics, Danny Ainge making the right picks, you gotta have all these talented players, but they gotta fit. It's like a puzzle. You gotta have certain positions filled up, and then you have to have great leaders, great players that want to win and compete, and it's not just for the money. Certain guys get in the lead and get their money, get their big contracts, and they don't really pan out. They don't really have the desire or the passion to play no more. So it's a little bit of everything, all in one. So that's just how the lead is. A lot of these stars want to play with each other, so the lead is about watered down. But it's a very exciting, very athletic young guys in the lead. There's a lot of money in the lead. It's a big-time business. They changed the rules up, so they made the game a lot easier. So it's fan-friendly. I'm a fan of the NBA now, but it's fan-friendly, and it's exciting. But, sometimes you get, frustrated watching it because it's a little bit too easy at times.
Oh, wow. So now you're leaving New Jersey. You're going out to Portland. You on the West Coast now. You're getting way less exposure. Tell me about being a trailblazer and that whole experience.
Well, I did great. I would love for Trailblazers. They gave me my 7-year deal. They gave me my money. I was the captain of the team. I had a great year, 1997. I got snubbed from the All-Star game. I should have been an All-Star, but things don't work out like that, man. So, I was loving it. I got Portland, North Pacific, lovely, live out there in Portland. Organization, great. But it didn't last long, about 2 years. And I got there. We was in the fourth. We played Kobe Bryant his first year in the playoffs. Shaq dominated us, and, they had a great team. We lost to them in the playoffs. We couldn't beat the Lakers at that time. But other than that, Portland was a great time. Great team to play for, great organization. And like I said, the Nets, the Celtics, and the Trailblazers. Those are the three teams that get all the love from me because that's 35-plus minutes. Those are the three teams that my handprint on in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's when I played 35-plus minutes. That's when I was able to play and produce and put up some numbers and help teams win. You know what I mean? So
okay.
it's all love. It was all love playing with the Trailblazers.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Do you have a favorite teammate with the Trailblazers? Because you said you really like Petrovic and Coleman.
No,
is it somebody in Portland?
I love playing with those guys. With Sabonis, Rasheed Wallace, his first year in Portland. That was my first. We all played. J.R. Ryder, Gary Trent was my man. We played on that team. We had great. I love, those guys are real cool, man. So I had a great time playing with those guys.
Okay, so now you end up, you fished around with Boston. How was that? You playing for one of the storied franchises. You back on the East Coast. Talk to me about the Boston Celtics.
Oh, that was love, all the tradition that Celtics have and being close to my hometown, New York, Boston 3 hours away. Boston is a sports town. Man, it was awesome. Played with Paul Pierce, Antoine Walker. We went to the Eastern Conference Finals 2002. Did my thing, man. It was lovely playing in Boston. I enjoyed myself.
Okay. Now, when you said it's very fan friendly, the NBA is, but you give me the impression that older guys like you. What is it that you don't like about today's NBA?
No, I love it. I don't. It's not like I don't like it. It's just changed.
Oh,
is that changed for the best? The rules. You can't touch nobody. It's more. It's softer. So the way I played, I would just be running through. This league. I would have a great. I have a great. Numbers wise, I'll have better numbers playing in this type of league than when I played in the 90s. It was very physical. It was just different. You know what I mean?
No
this
hand
is
checking.
Like no hand checking. No, it just. I don't know if it's that tough a defense no more. It's just a lot different. The travel, how they stay, where they stay. It's just a whole round. It's a lot of stuff going on that makes the lead a lot easier. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so
wow.
that's what it's everything, man. They cut back training camps. They baby these guys a little bit. They baby us. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. It's different, man. I love it. God bless them. The league and where and where it's going. It's just awesome, but it's just a little bit. You see and how they treat these guys, and it's a lot different than how they treated the '90s era.
So you kind of lean towards what Shaq was saying. They baby these players. These guys need to step up more and things of that nature.
Oh no, baby meaning they sit and got, like for instance, one of the things that they was thinking about cutting the games back. It's 82 games. Don't if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They cut the training days because guys are getting hurt. Guys get hurt. It's the nature of the beast. It's a business. It's injuries. They cut guys. Star players sits out. Like my son, was a big Derrick Rose fan. I remember some years we played Miami Heat. I live in Florida. I go to the Heat games. He's playing. I took my son to the game, and he, Derrick Rose sat out for rest that night. I'm like, man, I bring my son to the game. He want to see Derrick Rose, and he's not even playing. So it's like, they sit games out for rest, stuff like that, and we wasn't able to do that.
Right.
And I'm not saying. Yeah, less money. I'm not saying so, but somebody hear me, they'll say he a bitter old vet or old school dude. No, I'm just calling it like I see it, just telling it the truth. I'm not mad about it. It's if you could get it that way, get it. God bless you.
But yeah, I agree. I mean, I can remember, like when we came up, the Lakers were that deal. And Magic played, even when they, the Lakers out there winning 55, 60 games every year. And Magic was playing 82 games a year. And the Lakers deal was, we're going to blow you out by the third quarter, we're going to be ahead so much that we're going to be able to sit down for this whole fourth quarter. So, yeah, I definitely understand it. I don't get it either. But when you look at these players, how, and you mentioned this earlier, how do you feel about the super teams that are being built by the players versus the general managers?
Well, that's their option. You're dealing with entitled, it's different generations, man. I don't want to say entitled. These guys are great players, and they play at a certain level for 7-8 years, and then free agency comes. They're playing with their friends now. They pick it to play with other stars, so it makes it easier for them to win and get a championship. So it's a little different. They have the option, so it's their decision. You know what I mean? So you really not much you can say, but what it is hurting. The small market teams, and the big markets with all the money is able to, get these players, all these great players to play with each other. So and it waters down the league. So a lot of that's where it's at now. Somewhat, you got these great teams, and it's great. You got a few great teams and a lot of mediocre teams. So, but it's their option, man. With the salary cap high, some guys want to play with better players. They want to play with other superstars. So there you have it. It's their option, especially when you're a free agent.
Okay. It's December 30th. No, it's January 15th. It's a cold night. Well, you live in Florida. It's a rainy night down there in Florida. You don't have nothing to do. You turn it on your TV to watch who?
If a basketball game on, you say?
Yeah, it's a basketball.
Yeah, I like my favorite player, man. I love Steph Curry. I love all the great guys. I love James Harden, Chris Paul, LeBron James, the Greek freak out of Milwaukee, Joel Embiid, and Ben Simmons. The league is really in a great place right now with all these young, talented players. It is awesome, man. They got a lot of great young talent. It's very exciting, man, to see these guys, run up and down and entertain. They're awesome athletes. So, I'm there, on how the lead is right now.
Do you think the East is weak? Because I don't. I mean, everybody keeps saying the East is weak, and that's why LeBron is walking through it. Is it? Because I don't see it that way.
Yeah, the East is weak.
Okay.
You got these, I believe so, because the West, you got Denver out. You got some of these West teams that played very well this year. They didn't even make the playoffs. You could just go about record, probably the worst team in the West is Phoenix Suns. All right, how many? And other than that, how many bad teams you got out? Dallas Mavericks. As far as record wise, I'm saying Phoenix,
right,
Dallas. You got a few, but the East is watered down. I wouldn't say weak. I just say it's watered down. Not that many great teams out there, and LeBron was able to. He ran and played with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, over in Miami for I don't know how many years. They won 2-3 championships. So he dominated out there with them. Then he came back to Cleveland. He had Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love when Kevin Love was playing much better. So, he's been on some very good teams, in the East. And then with his style of play and how dominant he is, and you put those guys around him, shit, of course he's gonna win,
Yeah. Is he over-scrutinized? Because I've never seen a superstar get this kind of heat.
Yeah, I think he's over-scrutinized. I'm tired, man. They just witness the greatness. Give him love. He's their joy. I'm tired of hearing who's better, Jordan or him. It doesn't matter. They're both great players. And witness the greatness of both of them in two different eras. The great play. I just, it is what it is, man. I think it's good for the media. Now the social media is really on a high pitch, so it's really out there now. That's a story. A debatable story, so everybody's in on it. Can go on forever and ever. Something to talk about. So I'm done talking about it. I'm just like, man,
thank you.
They're both great players. I'm just enjoying. I always say LeBron is this era, this generation's Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is
Right.
the GOAT. You know what I mean? LeBron is